The Enterprise has just discovered a strange new planet in the Gamma Florida star system. Lights of Zetar, perhaps best known today for being where the Star Trek fan wiki memory Alpha gets its name from, the station first appearing in this particular episode. Lights of Zetar, I would argue, is one of the better/best episodes of Season 3. It's tense, it's creepy, it has actually, I think occasionally there are those who claim, oh, Star Trek was actually a horror show, and people don't realize it. It's like, it's sometimes a horror show, but a lot of the times it's your standard sci-fi fare, or the bizarre drama about alien entities possessing individuals, and sometimes it's sort of horror oriented. But I think if you were to make, if more episodes were like Lights of Zetar, then I would kind of understand, because this is the best instance of when someone being possessed is actually creepy, atmospheric, and unnerving. I think the sequence toward the end of this episode is one of the finest Star Trek moments, which distills... this is something that Next Gen wanted to do so many times and really failed at, like in that episode Power Play, where there is actually, like, there's so much tension in just Spock turning a dial, effectively. I mean, my God, like, it's actually kind of masterly, the way the Lights of Zetar builds up toward the end of it. And just, you know, the visions of the corpses, and then they actually go to the station itself. It's relatively underrated as far as Trek is concerned, perhaps because it is in Season 3. The only thing that makes it not Season 2 tier is maybe the production values to some extent. But in terms of writing, it's a strong piece. What might let it down in some people's eyes is I think there are many who would object or cringe at the final piece of dialogue delivered between Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, and a bit of Scotty over the intercom. Was love a factor in the recovery? And the fact is that I think it's kind of sweet, but the fact is that it is a bit tonally jarring compared to the very tense and terrifying moments which came prior to it. That's all I have to say about it. And it's interesting that this is paired with the episode right afterward in broadcast order is Requiem for Methuselah. I like that episode a fair bit also, and it shares a similar sort of closing monologue of sorts. It's interesting how with Season 3 resorting to sort of slightly tacky, Kirk had his speech on love from Triskelion, which is a classic, but like these sort of ruminations on love to make Star Trek a more sort of palatable, or like sort of, I guess you could say, friendly show to the more Christian geared values of the United States at that time. And the thing is I don't. Well, Star Trek's idea of love isn't so Christian so much as it is sappy Valentine's Day inspired, like romantic saccharine silliness, rather than a sense of duty, or like parental, or like sort of honored, respectful love. It's Star Trek's idea of love is sort of just like like a commercial for a cruise, essentially. It was the 60s. There was ceilings on people's thoughts at that time and aspirations.